Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a skill that's quietly powering some of the biggest successes in AI. And get this, it has nothing to do with code. It's all about how you talk to the machine.
So, what are we looking at here? $50 million. That's the annual recurring revenue one AI company, Bolt, managed to pull in just 5 months. And you know what their secret sauce was? It wasn't just the AI model. It was how they talked to it, the quality of their prompts. Get that right, and you've got a massive success on your hands. But get it wrong, well, your product's probably dead in the water.
And this quote from Taha Azizi really hits the nail on the head. LLMs, right? They're incredible generalists, but they only become really useful when you tell them exactly what you need. That's the whole game. Raw AI is powerful, sure, but it's kind of generic. To get those amazing, specific results, you have to become a great prompter.
So, in this explainer, we're going to give you the full playbook to go from a total novice to a prompt engineering pro. We'll hit the million-dollar skill, tuning the engine, your basic plays, how to teach AI to reason, the professional's toolkit, and of course, what's coming next. All right, let's dive right in.
Okay, first up, tuning the AI's engine. Let's get beyond the text box. See, a prompt isn't just about the words you type in. If you've got direct access to an AI model, you also have these, let's call them dials, that let you control its creativity and randomness. And trust me, getting these right is absolutely crucial.
So it's not just what you say, but how you let the AI answer. Think of temperature as the creativity dial. You turn it down low for just the fact's predictable answers. Perfect for a summary, right? But if you crank it up high, the AI starts getting way more experimental, maybe even a little wild. That's where top K and top P come in. They're like the guardrails. They help you tame that creativity, forcing the AI to stick to the most likely word choices so it doesn't go completely off the deep end. It's this constant balancing act between getting something new and getting something that actually makes sense.
All right, part 3, your basic playbook. This is all about getting the biggest wins. Now that we've tuned the engine, let's talk about the techniques that give you the most bang for your buck. These are the fundamentals that really separate the beginners from people who get amazing results every single time.
Okay, so the most basic approach is what we call zero-shot prompting. You literally just give the AI a task, no examples, nothing. And you know what? A lot of the time, that works just fine. But if you really want to control the style and the format of the output, you got to use few-shot prompting. You just give it a couple of examples to follow. It's like showing the model, hey, this is exactly what a finished, perfect answer looks like. It's a game changer.
And just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? The basic prompt, summarize this article, gets you, well, a summary. It's generic. But the professional prompt, it's on another level. You're giving the AI a role. You are writing an executive brief. You're giving it an audience for a VP of HR. And you're giving it super clear constraints. 5 bullets, strategic implications, no more than 25 words. The output you get back isn't just better, it's actually useful.
Section 4, teaching AI to reason. Now this is where things get really cool. So far, we've been asking for answers. But what if you could prompt an AI not just for an answer, but for a process? This is how you unlock complex problem solving, especially for anything that involves logic.
So, let's take a look at this riddle. It seems simple, right? When I was 3 years old, my partner was 3 times my age. Now I am 20 years old. How old is my partner? Believe it or not, AI models often get this wrong. They just see the numbers and jump to a quick conclusion based on what they think the pattern is. And yep, there it is, 63 years old. Without any guidance, the AI just multiplies 20 by 3 and adds 3. It's a quick, pattern-based guess, and it is completely, totally wrong. It completely misses the actual logic of the problem.
So how do we fix this? With a brilliant technique called chain of thought prompting. And the amazing part is, you can often trigger it just by adding a simple little phrase, let's think step by step. That's it. This one little instruction forces the model to slow down, show its work, and actually think through the problem instead of just guessing.
And look what happens. By asking it to show its work, we see it follow a perfect logical path. Step 1, it figures out the partner was 9 when I was 3. Step 2, it calculates the age difference, 6 years. Step 3, it applies that difference to the current age. 20 plus 6 is 26, the correct answer. This little trick is an absolute game changer for math, logic, pretty much any complex reasoning task. But what if the stakes are even higher? Well, that's when the pros use something called self-consistency. The idea is simple. You ask the AI to solve the same problem multiple times, letting it try out different reasoning paths. Then you just take the most common answer. It's like taking a majority vote to make sure your result is as solid and accurate as possible. Okay, on to the professional's toolkit. We're moving from a hobby to full-on production. So how do actual teams take all these cool techniques and build them into real products? Well, this is where prompt crafting stops being just a creative art and becomes a serious engineering discipline. It has its own metrics, its own economics, and its own tools. Because when you're building a product for thousands of users, you can't just guess if a prompt is working well. You have to measure it systematically. Pros track all kinds of key metrics, like relevance, accuracy, consistency, to A/B test different prompts and make sure the final version is reliable and top-notch. And then there's the money. Yeah, prompting has its own hidden economics. You see, a really long, detailed prompt might give you slightly better results, but it can be way more expensive to run through the API. Sometimes a shorter, more efficient prompt can slash your costs by over 75%. We're talking thousands of dollars a day at scale. It's always this trade-off between performance and cost. And because this is now a whole engineering discipline, of course, an entire ecosystem of tools has popped up. You've got platforms like Langsmith, Vellum, Floweyes. All these things help teams manage their prompts, versioning them, testing them, chaining them together. It turns what used to be a messy, manual process into a slick, professional workflow. All right, last section, the future of prompts. So where is all this going? The short answer is everywhere. We're quickly moving beyond just typing into a text box. The future of prompting is about interacting with AI using all of our senses. We're entering the era of multimodal prompting. That's a fancy way of saying we're now writing prompts for AI that can see, hear, and speak. We're combining text with images, with audio, with video all at once to solve problems that are way more complex than before. It's a whole new frontier for how we're going to work with AI. And this is not some far-off sci-fi future. This stuff is happening right now. You look at what was announced at Google I/O in 2024. We've got models that can analyze a medical image while reading a patient's chart. We've got video generation from a text prompt. We have Project Astra putting real-time AI assistants on a pair of glasses that can see what you see and hear what you say. It's incredible. And this whole trend is just speeding up. We're actually now building AIs whose only job is to write and optimize prompts for other AIs. It's called automated prompt engineering. And it's creating this crazy powerful feedback loop where AI is helping make AI better and faster and smarter. So, all of this leaves us with one last big question. As AI gets smarter and better at understanding us, maybe even better at prompting itself, what does that mean for us humans? Does the need for super detailed prompts just fade away? Or does the ability to ask the perfect question, to frame a complex problem in just the right way, does that become the single most valuable human skill we have? That's the real question as we head into this new era.